And now it's time for The Catch, which takes you around the Great Lakes to hear from reporters about the issues they're covering.
Some people call these fireflies and others call them lightning bugs, but whatever you call them, they're in trouble. Ginny Whitten, climate change reporter at the Daily Herald, has been looking into the dimming of the lightning bug population.
40% of all insects around the country are in danger of extinction, and that includes fireflies. So there are a lot of reasons for that, but one of those is climate change, and that's why I decided to take a deeper look into it.
Based on her research, Ginny says the insects are in decline for 3 main reasons.
One of those is habitat loss, and that is driven by climate change.
The next culprit is light pollution.
It might seem kind of intuitive if you really think about it. Lightning bugs communicate with their light. So when we have more light pollution, it's harder for them to connect with one another and to continue mating and driving up that population.
And Ginny says the final factor is pesticide use.
Pesticide use both individually by homeowners, but also in large scale agriculturally. That is another thing that is driving down the lightning bug population. Part of that is actually, it's quite interesting. So the larvae of lightning bugs actually live in the soil, and they're also carnivorous. So if you use pesticide in the soil, not only are the larvae of the lightning bugs at risk, but their food source is also at risk.
Ginny says it's important to remember that these issues are affecting the overall insect population. And if you think we're better off with fewer bugs, think again.
The reasons why scientists are so concerned about this is because everything is part of a greater food web, and if there are no insects, as a result, there are no birds, and it continues down that chain. So one of the things that is a solution that people are really looking at is widespread conservation.
There are things you can do to help in your own yard.
One of them is letting parts of the yard get a little bit overgrown, because that's where these insects really thrive. So don't use as much pesticides. I would say abstain from pesticides in those areas. Don't mow as often. The second thing is making sure that your lights that you use aren't as bright, or maybe they're on a sensor so they're not on all the time distracting the fireflies. And the last thing, and one of the most important things you can do, is planting native plants in your yard, because that's really where these insects thrive.
Thanks for watching. For more on these stories and the Great Lakes in general, visit greatlakesnow.org. When you get there, you can follow us on social media or subscribe to our newsletter to get updates about our work. See you out on the lakes.